Welcome, 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 guys. Happy Monday. I was like, what the fuck day is it? It is Monday. Let me fix this thing. Thank you to Sashina for this new Larry Beaver. Um, you're here for the trailer park humor. You're here for the right thing, Lisa B. Let me see who we've got here today. Polly here for the contact high, daylight disinfectant, Laura in Michigan, Kessa Walker Heron, Sashina, George, Kaspira, Lawrence Browning, Courtney E. Let me see. Of course, Richard Harrison. Now I go back down. Lisa B, Shaquille Oatmeal, Rebecca Lynn, hi. Um, let me know what you guys have had for dinner tonight. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, let me know what you wish you had for dinner. Also, Larry Beaver is tracking, and we are tracking likes actively. Right now, we are doing very well, and we want to make sure we keep it that way. So remember to clock in for your shift by hitting that like button down below or up above. You are doing you, okay? Um, Thank you, Larry and Sashina, for making that, Larry. Appreciate all of the people that make Larrys and things for me. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are all doing well today. Charles, my friend, burning risotto, absolutely unacceptable. I don't agree. So, okay, Laura had beef and pea. Okay, my brain is reading multiple things. I had beef and pea pod stir fry with white rice, leftover Indian food from Lawrence Browning, BLT flavored potato chips and cherry punch from Courtney E. I like that. Um, every time I see Shaquille's name, I think somebody's saying oatmeal, but it's not. Um, let's see here. Vegan BLT and salad MB. Love it. Thank you. Hello. I think most of you are probably coming here from Time Served. And that's awesome. Love it. He showed a great clip tonight where there was a very interesting legal situation. Thank you, Orlando Chiquita, with amazing with a donut. I love that little sticker. It's a little pear. I love it. Thank you. Wait, where's my alert? It better come up. Over my face. Where is it? I have them all. So many different things. Okay, it might actually work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Donna. Love you. Okay, so we were over at oh, Cherry is coming here from her backyard. Thank you. Well, yes, Cherry, that's awesome. You guys know what I mean, though. Don't be sassy with me. Just like the whoever, however, like what the five of you or four of you that are refusing to hit the like button, and we can tell that you're not doing that, and you're just doing that to be dicks, and that's okay. Like you can be a dick around here, that's fine. Trish had pork chops, cheesy sour cream potatoes, roasted Brussels sprouts. Daylight Disinfectant had salad with chicken breast, watermelon, and an apple. It was amazing. Charles, I need to get measured. That's the truth. Um, Hi, Jerry. You're not a dick. Did you hit the button? That's awesome. Look at this. Only three dicks around right now. Um, okay. So I know a lot of you were over at Time Served House earlier watching that funny case, and I found it really, really interesting because a couple months ago, 3 months ago, when I was first starting out, I covered a case a little bit uh, the same, handled differently. However, it includes one of our favorite judges, Judge Webster from Kansas, and the audio is going to be shit. Apologize ahead of time. Daylight, thank you so much. Oh, the pair rolling. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Well, the similarity here is within the legal argument, not the situation. So it's not going to be the same situation where this person, although I'm going to let you guys watch it. Some of you have probably already seen this because some of you are amazing and you watch my videos. I love you. But if I don't care, I'm going to show it again because I can. So this should pop up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Daylight. Um, Charles is telling it like it is. Listen to Charles. That would be Clock and Peeps. And Monica C, thank you so much. Love you. Okay, so um I know Rebecca asked, can I see who has liked and who hasn't liked? I wouldn't like to say. I
Oh,
wouldn't like to say.
yeah.
Yay, Monica, thank you so much. Um, oh, look at that gifting membership. Love it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So,
Oh, yeah.
making dreams come true. Dreams come true around here. Oh yeah. Okay. So, this hearing, so first of all, 3 months ago, not that my audio has improved that much, but just please keep that in mind when we are like, it's horrible. Yeah, I know. I'm aware, but I am going to be able to boost it. Um, what I think is a very interesting, ugh, yes, daylight. But what I think is really interesting here, guys, is the difference in how this is handled. Okay, we're almost looking at the exact same situation. So, for any of you that are joining us that didn't go to the time served live, first of all, what are you doing? But second of all, there was a case where a woman had been found responsible for a debt in the civil courts, and a judgment was issued against her. The person who was issued that judgment registered it with the courts and was garnishing things from her bank account, and the argument was that disability payments are not a garnishable source of income, which is just understood. And generally, there's just a very easy understanding about that. But what I think is interesting is we'll see how this is handled. And it's basically the same situation. So there's somebody who's had a judgment laid against them. They are, have had a garnishment put on their account. And for anybody that's not aware, a garnishment is basically a notification that gets given to the bank. And so I used to work at a bank. I live in Canada though, so totally different in some senses, but actually probably what you would think of as your biggest banks because we have large banks. So the way a garnishment worked in back when I was a teller and a bank worker was very manual. So you would like they didn't have the ability or they didn't have a code written to say when this much money gets entered into this account, automatically take it. It was a manual process of somebody's job to go through at a certain amount of times and say, does this bank account have enough money right now? No, yes. And then move on. And the same thing was with bad checks. So if you could hold on to a check and try and pull it through again and again, as many times as you can look up the account. And it was a sort of a crapshoot. So you would basically, know what days automatic payments came in standardly, and that would be a good day to you know to do that. But anyways, that's how we used to get garnishments and stuff like that handled. Nowadays it's totally different. Obviously there's more like mechanized processes regardless. So we're going to start out with watching Judge Webster in Kansas, and she's dealing with the exact same situation. It's not a landlord tenant; it is a civil situation. Oh yeah, Tommy V and MI. You guys, if you haven't on my channel, I list featured channels. Tommy V and MI is on there. People in Court is on there. Time Served, looking at legal stuff. Credence and Mikey, babies. Um, my people. These are my people. Okay. You know that if they're there, you should be sub to them. Let me just get this out of her face. Sorry, ma'am. I apologize for that. This will be my last reminder to, oh my God, perfection. It's almost perfection. There's still one dick out there who's not hitting that button. And I know who you are. It's okay. I'm not going to tell you, but I
judgment. They've garnished a time or two before.
Hold on. I'm going to boost the audio for you, like I've learned how. And this is as good as I can get it for this. She sounds so... But, again, let's just keep in mind. So this is somebody who's coming before Judge Webster. Here too, where to go? And it's just handled really differently. Thank you, Rebecca Lynn. Sashina, I'll link. That's a good idea. I'll I love it. Okay. Let's just watch this. And, like I said, this has been posted on my account for 3 months. What did Charles say? Never start your period on a treadmill. Oh my God, Charles.
And now all of a sudden, Ms. Kirsch, you want to object to the garnishment. What is your legal objection to the garnishment?
Well, I was under the understanding that it was protected fund. Well, okay, first of all, I have mental issues. I'm on disability. So what they took was disability income that I was told that was protected. I should have dealt with this before, but everybody in the whole world said statute of limitations is up. They can't do this. They can't do it. It's protected, but they keep doing it. And so, it's going to destroy me, but I guess it didn't matter. I paid the money. I mean, it was over $10. It was over a 6-pack of beer, Your Honor. And I brought the $35 fee plus what I owed them, and I took it to the store and I gave it to the clerk. But either the clerk put it in her pocket or he was confused. I don't have any idea, but I paid it, and it apparently never got paid. So statute of limitations? It's like 20 years ago, really? Over $10, really? I'm sorry. It's not really funny because I'm going to be the one on the street, So
was it a pack of beer or was it a insufficient funds check?
Okay, so like I said, it's different scenario, but we are here for the same thing, which is an objection to a garnishment of... No, I've checked. I don't believe that this is sped up, Sashina. Judge Webster talks fast. I don't think it is. I thought that too. Anyways, okay. So this is a 2001 case, and Judge Webster is going to get to the bottom of this. And I'm happy to explain to you guys. This is going to be a feel-good part of this story, but this is basically a similar situation where she's objecting to them taking the funds that are disability checks because there is a legal basis for that objection. So what my question again is, like, what is the bank doing for nothing for 22 years and then all of a sudden able to... Okay, so then what do you think then? You think I should go 0.75 or half? What do you think I did? 'Cause this is me 2 months ago. I don't remember. Let's try that.
For the beer.
it was an insufficient funds check for a 6-pack of beer.
I obviously wouldn't have been the judge in 2001, but I do know that even then the laws were pretty accommodating to businesses.
Okay, that feels a lot righter. A lot more correct. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my God. It's because Titwissy's here. Another one of my featured friends. That is the way I see it. Just arrived. Writer is right. Okay, so anyways, let's, I think this is right. Here we go.
Received insufficient funds checks, both criminally and civilly in the law. Mr. Fanning, your response?
Judge, a couple things, Your Honor. First of all, the judgment itself, the validity of the underlying judgment is not, shouldn't be before the court today. This is an objection to garnishment. The statute specifically sets forth specific reasons that or specific exemptions that can be raised. The only one that has been raised today is whether or not this was exempt funds because it was disability income. I would let the court know that we received an order, or I'm sorry, an answer back from the bank saying that
So this guy starts out sounding a bit like a lawyer, like every lawyer. And, I'm realizing you have to understand his hourly rate covers this debt how many times over, right? Like you have to think about that when you think about them collecting a debt like this. Like she wrote a bad check for a 6-pack of beer. How much could it possibly have inflated to the point where, I mean, it's worthwhile for him to spend hours on this case and come to court? Do you want me to turn down the volume? Because I can do that. I think it's hurting my head, but I was trying to pump it because I thought it was shit. Maybe this is one of those ones that's just like tinny, but it's not, doesn't need to be so loud. How about tell me now if the audio is better, and then we'll make a decision together about whether we like it beforehand or after. And these are our two choices. Like that's our two choices. So free me talking right now, and we'll have a new wave now.
There were no funds held, so we didn't get anything on this garnishment. So actually, the objection is moot at this point in the sense, again, the answer filed by the bank showed no funds. As far again as the judgment itself, this goes back to 2001. As the court pointed out, we have filed renewal affidavits. We have tried to collect on this for quite some time. Statute of limitations has nothing to do with this, and as far as the judgment being valid still, again, if Ms. Kirsch wants to challenge the validity of the underlying judgment, then she needs to file the proper motion. I would also add that there has never been anything paid at all on this judgment, not one thing. And in regard to the old check laws, and actually I think they can still be pretty harsh, but before that kicks in, folks are given a chance to pay the amount of the check itself and really not that much of a penalty. It only gets to this point when it gets allowed to get to this point. So again, I feel for Ms. Kirsch, but I would suggest she contact my office at some point and try to set some payments up, or maybe even offer a settlement. Again, old case, and a lot of these clients are more than willing to take a lesser amount to get them closed and out of here, but they're not going to close it at this point with no payments. So I'd ask the court to deny the objection.
All right, so as I said, this is a 2001 judgment, but there's nothing at this point to suggest it wasn't anything but a legal judgment. And it did have renewals in 2007, 11, 16, 20. So the plaintiff seems to be staying on top of this. They don't seem to be going away, Miss Kirsch. Miss Kirsch, she's not your lawyer, but turning to the deputy.
Sorry, ma'am, they've taken $400 now. So I don't know where his information is coming from, but they have seized, I mean, I don't have the exact amount in front of me, but they've taken right about $400.
Well, we are here because you objected to them issuing a garnishment against a bank, and he's telling us that the bank said you had no funds and they gave him no funds.
Judge, I think I misspoke on that.
Okay.
I apologize. The answer that I'm looking at is actually a 2022 answer. I did go down, so we must not have the answer yet from the bank. So if that's the case and they're holding $400, then we will be getting that. And I will say, though, that she has raised the exemption of disability, and we would obviously give that back immediately. What I ask generally in these situations, Judge, is that if she can provide us with 3 months of bank statements that shows me that that's what money was put into that bank account, I'll release the garnishment immediately. So I would just ask that at this point we set this over for a week or 2 weeks, whatever Ms. Kirsch needs to get me the information.
Well, as I was reviewing the file, counsel, I did see that June 15th of 2022 garnishment request was made, and that same date the order was made for the non-wage garnishment. But when I looked at the June
Welcome, Sylvia Rizzo. I feel like we've been seeing each other all day, and I'm so glad you made it here. So I know the audio's shit, guys. This is a 3-month-old video, one of my first, but I'm playing it because of the dichotomy from the situation we just saw earlier on Time Served Live. This lawyer, in fact, they start to figure this out and try and help her even more. We're going to continue. We're going to finish it, but it becomes, it's just so obvious that they realize, oh, well, this is not really what we need to be dealing with here. So let's just finish this up. I know the audio shit on this one. It'll be better soon. Thank you for being here. And if you're new here, welcome. And hit that like button, clock in for your shift. That's what we do here, okay?
23rd return, it was blank and I didn't know what that was telling me. And then I saw January 9th, another garnishment request accompanying a garnishment order, return on February 13th, blank. So I couldn't tell from looking at the file if the bank had even returned the garnishment. So maybe you've got more than what the clerk's file has.
Judge, I would just like to clarify the return of service of garnishment. They're not blank, they're just formatted a little differently, but those are the returns of the attorneys sending the garnishment out. The answer is actually never filed with the court. We don't see that because of the private financial information.
Okay, that explains why I'm not seeing them then. So you would have the answers to those then, Mr. Fanning?
I would, Judge, and you're right, because on that one from 2022, I do have the answer to that. There were 0 funds. That's the one I misspoke earlier. I don't have the return those for the one that Ms. Kirsch is currently objecting to. So again, as long as I can be shown that that is disability, Ms. Kirsch, we will absolutely release that. So I just need to see.
What does he need for me to show him or give him?
I'll have you repeat what you said, Mr. Fanning, about the last 3 months of records.
Yes, ma'am. If you can just get me, if you just ask your bank, they will print off for you your bank statements for the past 3 months, and that will show the disability payment that went into your account. And if you just get that to me, and I can give you an email, and you can email it, however you can get it to me the quickest, I will take care of it. I don't want to hold up your disability payments, ma'am, at all, so.
And as he said, if you want to get with him and try to settle this once and for all, maybe settle it for a reduced amount or something, so that it doesn't keep coming back to bother you.
So for the rest of my life, they're gonna come try and take this money for the rest of my life, Your Honor? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I said that if you want to try to get this settled for a reduced amount, you should contact him.
Oh, well, I will definitely contact him and send him what he wants today. I didn't know what everybody wanted me to bring. Okay, it's a mental disability. I'm so sorry. I just don't get things a lot.
All right, if you would give your email to the deputy bailiff there.
Yep,
Okay.
And deputy, if you would get that to Kaylee at the clerk's office. I don't know if there's a faster way, Kaylee, for her to do that here. If they want to just send it by chat to Mr. Fanning directly.
Judge, I can just give her my email right now, and I can give her my personal email. And if you, Ms. Kirsch, would just send me a quick, hey, this is Ms. Kirsch, then I'll have your email. Get me those bank statements, and we should be able to take care of this really quickly, okay?
Can I ask a question? So does this mean that I have this garnishment in my records now? What does this mean to me going forward? I mean, is this like on my record? I just don't really understand or it's like it didn't happen or it did happen, or what's happening now to my reputation, my records, when people,
Well, you have been garnished. But the garnishment has not been, well, it has been. You've been garnished, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to try to be your lawyer. But Mr. Fanning, you are live on YouTube. Just so you know that, you'd be giving out your personal email. Are you okay with that?
My work email, Judge, I'm fine with that. It's public. It's G.
Oh no.
A is in Apple, law, LAW, .org, O-R-G. energy. And you
Okay.
and honestly, Miss Kirsch, just get me a month's, your last month's bank statement.
Well, I've got them going back till 2000.
I don't need that many. Please don't. No, please, I don't want that many. So just send me a month or two, okay?
Okay, I got it.
Perfect. And
I'll do
if
it
you,
when I leave.
as soon as I get that, I'll be gone this afternoon. I'll be able to look at it by tomorrow at some point. I have no doubt what you're telling me is true and accurate. And once I get that, verify that for my client, I'll get the release going on the garnishment, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
And Mr. Fanning, did you want a review date on this?
I don't think so, Your Honor. If it's okay with the court and we really needed something, I think I could contact Haley if that's okay and ask it to be reset.
All right, well, if you would do some type of journal entry showing that the two of you are gonna work this out, or that I'm denying at least at this point, the objection.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I'll lay everything out.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be in recess on Spirit Zone versus Stephanie Kirsch, and you are excused at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Kirsch.
Thank you.
So, anyways, I just wanted you to see the difference in how the courts seem to handle things. Yes, hold on. I'm literally in a transition. I can't. Everybody in this house needs something from me. Okay. Without further ado, what we will do next, what did I have next? I got distracted by this, but I had something else. Oh, right. Judge Dude today. So let me see here. Where did it go? There. Okay, I'm gonna play this. I gotta go check on whatever is going on over here. Be on the lookout for Judge Dude's living room. You're gonna see it. Yes, he had court today, but not TPO court.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Thank you. We are going to get started here momentarily. I'll go ahead and give my opening speech. If we need to take a pause before we begin handling cases, I'm happy to do so. So what we are here today for is felony first appearance. What that means, and this is the June 19th, 2023, 1 p.m. calendar, is that if you're here, you're currently being charged with one or more felonies, possibly with accompanying misdemeanor offenses. The charges against you are preliminary in nature and they'll be forwarded to prosecutors for review. During that process, the charges against you can change. They can get better, they can get worse, or they could just be different, or they could stay the same. Based on the prosecutor's review of the facts and their understanding of your criminal history, they'll make a charging decision as your case moves forward. But the purpose of today is to give you a general idea of the allegations that you're preparing to defend yourself against as your case moves through the justice system, and also in most cases to set your bond. We do have a handful of cases that are not eligible for bond by a judge like myself, that is a magistrate judge. And in those situations, we'll just be reading you your charges and then informing you that it's a superior court only case. And then it will be heard by Superior Court at a date and time of the Superior Court judge's choosing. You do have the right to a jury trial in your case, where 12 DeKalb County citizens would hear the case and have to decide whether or not the state has met its burden of proof. The state's burden of proof is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and the burden never shifts to you to prove your innocence in any way. During a trial, you have the ability to call or question witnesses, to subpoena witnesses or documents when those witnesses won't appear or produce those documents voluntarily. You have the right to testify and the right to remain silent, knowing your silence cannot be held against you in the trial. You have the right to an attorney, and for the purposes of today's calendar, that means representation by a member of the Public Defender's Office. They are fully licensed attorneys qualified to handle any legal matter in the state of Georgia, but they specialize in handling cases in 3 categories: cases that are in DeKalb County, cases that involve people who are in custody, and cases for people who cannot afford to hire attorneys of their own. And everyone on today's calendar will check at least 2 of those 3 boxes, possibly all 3. So for that reason, many people find their assistance to be much appreciated. So as we move through the calendar, the last thing I want to advise everybody is that we are recording these proceedings, and the things you say can be used against you. For that reason, the attorneys will do almost all the talking. If we have a question we need to direct to you, it will be very specific in scope. It will have a pretty clear answer, and we would just ask that you not allow about or talk about anything that isn't a part of that. For instance, we might ask somebody if they needed one trip to retrieve personal belongings with a law enforcement escort. That is a simple yes or no question, and it does not involve a discussion of the facts of your case at all. So please keep that in mind. And also, you should be aware many of you today will have special conditions of bond that tell you to do things like stay away from a person or place, don't have a firearm, or avoid drugs or alcohol, any number of conditions depending on the circumstances of the case and our review of the facts. So keep in mind that if you violate those conditions, depending on the circumstances, you could face additional charges up to and including felony aggravated stalking. You could also have your bond revoked on this case and then be held in custody pending trial. You should also be aware that if you don't make bond, whether that's because you're denied bond, whether we are not entitled to set a bond for you, or because you just can't afford it, then your case will go to a preliminary hearing. And in a preliminary hearing, the state has to present evidence to a probable cause standard to justify you continuing to be held in custody. It is less formal than a trial, and so typically that testimony takes the form of a single witness, like a detective or investigator who handled the bulk of the case or compiled the case file. But those hearings take place in the future, and we will get you one of those dates if it is necessary. Some of you may also come back before the court for reconsideration or before Superior Court for reconsideration. As we move through the calendar today, there will be times that things kind of bog down or you're not sure what's going on. And the answer is almost always that I am either waiting on my computer or I am moving from screen to screen because I do have a number of things that I have to have open at one time. And so as I go through those things, there may just be some delays as I move from case to case. We are going to start with our Superior Court only cases for today. The first one that I believe I see is Mr. Linder.
Good afternoon, Judge. I spoke to Mr. Linder and we would waive a reading of the warrant.
All right. See if it'll pull up eventually.
And Your Honor, to miss watching this hearing over YouTube.
All right, thank you. Mr. Linder, your case is one of the cases that is in that Superior Court only category. What that means is that we are not setting a bond in your case today because we are not legally allowed to consider it. However, you are charged with 1 count of aggravated stalking in 23W 10225, alleging that you violated a temporary protection.
Oh, I was like, wait, did I hear that right? He just said he violated a protective order? Shit, guys. This is where we can really come through because I bet there's a likelihood that we've seen the TPO hearing because we watch the DeKalb County, Georgia TPO hearings. That's some of my bread and butter. And this is somebody who's accused of stealing it. He's stealing the stockings. Ooh, that could be aggravated stalking, actually. But also something else.
Protective order in effect for the listed in regards to the listed victim. And so what will happen next is that the attorneys will file motions for bond on your behalf in Superior Court. They will be scheduled and heard by the Superior Court judges. At the same time, your case will be moving toward a preliminary hearing here in Magistrate Court, where the state will present a detective, investigator, or officer to discuss.
Oh, I should have been more clear as well. So judge sort of, he's like letting the the ending go early, but these are what he calls superior court only. He's a magistrate judge, so he does not have the ability to give a bond on a superior court only case. He can only do that on the lower court cases, I believe. And so they are automatically bound over to circuit court, I think, or they wait to see the other judge. Charles, yes, I heard that, and we are all here for you, whatever you need. I made a special video for you. I need your email because I'm going to send it to you.
Facts that led them to seek these warrants, and you'll be able to have an evidentiary hearing in that setting. And so that will be what we have coming next. I am not otherwise eligible to address any court matters with you today, and so we're just going to have the deputies return you to the place you're supposed to be, and we'll make sure that you're produced for your next court date, whether that's with us or Superior Court.
What's that? What's this judge's dog's name, Courtney? Damn it. What is the fucking dog's name? You guys, he has the Judge Edgerton's
Our next
dog.
case
That
is
was
going to be
just
Mr.
her.
Morant.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Morant and we waive formal reading of the warrant.
All right. On this case, I've got 23W10247 alleging a felony count of aggravated assault with intent to murder, 10248 aggravated battery, and it looks like just those two for this case. Mr. Moran, because of another case that's part of your record, this aggravated assault is not eligible for bond consideration by this court. And so as I just explained to the last gentleman, your case will be heard in front of Superior Court at the appropriate time whenever they are able to schedule it. And you'll have a preliminary hearing here where somebody, I suspect from the sheriff's office, will present testimony of what led them to seek these charges against you. Follow the deputy's instructions and they will get you where you need to be. All right. Probably sometime, I would suspect around the end of July, if I just had to pick a date. And you'll be able to hear the testimony of that investigator or detective at that time.
Second, I did see that convictions.
Okay. I had to bust for it because I wanted to. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen
That
Stan.
offense is also alleged to have taken place on or about June 16th. Could revoke your.
Who are they talking about? I hate this one because you can't really see everybody proper. I mostly did it because of the judge, the very first scene with that judge when he came into the room. But really, there's nothing good. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the. I was like, what the hell is that? Okay, I'm gonna let it play for a minute. I'm gonna get the other video ready, and then we'll go from there. That sounds like a good idea. Let's see if I can get the start when this guy starts. There's a lot, like he's been standing there for a while. Right there? Okay.
Whether I set a bond through a bonding company or a comparable cash bond instead.
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I guess probably with a bonding company.
Okay, then we're just going to call it $1,000 cash or surety. Stay away from 2898 Chambly Tucker Road. I believe is one of the gas stations out that way. Keep in mind that any other trespass warnings or stay away orders you've been given are still in effect as well and could result in your rearrest if they are violated. And we'll just need to get your signature on the special conditions.
So hard. Why can't I fucking find it? Why? There it is. Don't even start, Judge. You're so boring at this. It's not even worth watching. I apologize if anybody really wants this. Email me. I'll give it to you. But in reality, let's get to dismissal, Dan. You know we're gonna see some of the big D in the house. I've got it pulled up right here. Just give me 1 second. Oh God, I clicked a different button. What the fudge is that button for? So anybody that's new here, we do a fun game when we watch these bond hearings coming up. And the name of the game is, and I've changed them a little bit, guys. So you need to reacquaint yourselves with the voting in the chat. So we vote as many times as you like. It's too low. We vote as many times as you like in the chat, and you are, it's not Wordle, no. This is where we are trying to see what we think each defendant's going to do. That was a weird squeak, and it's from the video. I'll show you. So basically, how we do is, this is Judge Dismissal Dan, and I'm just going to sure. We vote for each person that comes up before Dismissal Dan. You can vote 1 for if they're going to ask for a court-appointed attorney, 22 if they're going to hire their own. If they're a soft idiot, that's a 333. If they're dismissed, if Dan is going to dismiss this case, that's a 444. Or the big D in the chat, there's an emoji for that if you have it. Or, and the last one here is, do they understand the assignment? Or is there mental health issues? And we've made that one now the 5150 hold. I think that was Hector the other night that suggested that, which I love. So we've changed that up a little bit. I think they're 1 by 1, Sashina. That's been my issue because I just try and find things. Also, med check. Thank you, Charles, for the reminder. Med check, which means if you... FYI, hubby calls this the court porn channel. That's funny. Our Fulmer, that's hilarious. Oh, and the big D, and oh yeah. I don't know. I'll look, Sashina. I don't know off the top of my head. All I know is I don't get it right a lot. I have a lot of things I was like, that'll be perfect, and then it didn't. So anyways, what you'll hear is Judge Dan, and yes, he has a thing with his eyes. We don't talk about it that much. That's not why we watch. He's amazing. If there's judge crushes, which there are, I definitely have a judge crush on Judge Dan. We also have a lasting backstory, which I believe he has broken into the Clayton County Jail or the Clayton County Courthouse and does these as a good service, sort of like a fairy doing somebody's work at night. And that he has a trouble with paperwork quite a bit, you'll find. So we have a specific Larry Beaver, who is our court channel, or our channel's mascot, I would say at this point. This is Larry Beaver, and when he's helping with paperwork. And so if you see him up, that's probably either being helped with paperwork, or I need a Beaver buffer dam where I need to block things that YouTube Daddy doesn't want us to see. And the other thing that Dismissal Dan does is he gives the best bond instructions. So great. It's really awesome. He like really tailors them to the person, I think. And I really appreciate it. I honestly really do. Anyways, okay. Let's continue. Yeah, let's just get this going.
Got it. Ms. Mulchwood, we do have one continuance, Ramon Gonzalez Diaz, for tomorrow.
Last name Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Am I hearing a lisp? Is part of his backstory that he like did a gap year in Spain?
Person on the calendar. Okay, all right, we can get started now. All right.
Negative. Oh. Now get off the wall. Stand up with your hands behind your back. Stand up. No.
After the judge finishes talking, we'll send them all into the cell. You can go to the restroom then.
All right, we good?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance. Today's date is October the 2nd, 2022. The time is 10:48 a.m. I am Judge Daniel Nagel. One thing to keep in mind is just please make sure that you're listening and following directions, cooperating with the deputies there, because we want this to be as smooth and as efficient as possible. And I promise you that we will work hard to get everyone's case resolved and moved on one way or another as quickly as possible. But that is going to require your cooperation. Now, some preliminary instructions and information for you. Today's hearing is an informative hearing and not an evidentiary hearing. What that means is that this is a procedure or a hearing where you are going to receive information about your charges against you. This is not going to be an opportunity for you to present any evidence in your case. So that means that you should not tell me about why you were wrongly arrested, what evidence that you believe the officers do not have, what evidence you believe you do have, what witnesses you have, or any other type of strategy as it relates to your case. Keep that between yourself and your attorney. You will get an evidentiary hearing later on down the road. But this is being broadcast live over YouTube, so the prosecutor's office, whether it's the Solicitor General's office or the DA's office, can come back and watch this video. And if you're talking about how many witnesses you have and what your defense is, guess what? They can come back and watch it and prepare for it. So do not do yourself a disservice by talking about the facts and circumstances of your case. All right. What this is going to be is I'm going to read the charges against you, tell you your bond amount on each charge if there is a bond that's going to be granted. I'm going to let you know whether the charges are a felony or a misdemeanor. I'm going to go over any special conditions of your bond. I'm going to go over with you your next court date, whether you want to have a court-appointed attorney, whether you want to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. And then I'm going to let you ask any questions that you need to ask as it relates to those things. Okay. There are going to be things that I'm not going to be able to answer for you. For example, how much is the bonding company going to charge? I don't know. So don't come up here and be that person that wants to talk to me about bonding companies. I can tell you from my experience as an attorney over the past decade in Clayton County that bonding companies are somewhere between 15 and 20%. All right. I'm not a mathematician. That's why I went to law school. So you will need to figure out that 15 to 20% on your own. Okay. Also, please do not ask me to grant a signature bond. If there's a signature bond, it will already be entered in on your file and I will let you know. But I will tell you that occasion is so few and far between, it's very rare, because if I'm looking at your case, if there's a signature bond, it probably means there's something wrong with your case and it should probably just be dismissed. All right. If your charges are dismissed, whether one or all of them, I should tell you that the prosecuting office may come back and try to refile those charges. I may have dismissed the charge because there wasn't a victim name, there wasn't a location address, or some other detail that the officer forgot to put in your warrant. Okay. Just because I dismiss it here doesn't mean it can't be brought later on down the road. If all of your charges are dismissed, you will be free to go once your paperwork is processed. That's assuming that you do not have any other.
That's what we like to call big D around here. When you and watch the people's faces when he gives them the big D, it is what every person dreams of. The judge looked and realized this is fucked up, and it's really not very common, but for this judge it is, because he's a stickler for paperwork, which is good, and I'm all for it. Also, Richard Harrison, heist all fucking ceiling tiles is right. What the hell is going on there? How is that secure? I'm confused.
Other holds in Clayton County, meaning you're not on probation, have a probation violation, you didn't get a failure to appear, or anything like that in Clayton County or any other jurisdiction. All right. Now, I mentioned earlier special conditions of bond. There are three most common types of special conditions. Number one is no contact. No contact is exactly what it sounds like. If I say do not have contact with someone, that means that you should pretend they don't exist in your world, because they will equal jail to you. Okay. The restriction is not on them. They can go around whoever they want to, including you. The restriction is on you not to go around them. That means in person or via text message, Skype, Kik, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever creative way that you think that you can have contact with these people, don't, because you're going to end up in jail again, possibly face more charges for violating a judge's order. The second type of special condition is no violent contact. No violent contact just means that you can be around that person, just don't do anything to make them think that they are going to receive some type of violence. That includes yelling, screaming, cussing, slamming doors, punching holes in the wall, and things like that. All right. Lastly, there is what's called a stay away provision from a certain location. If you were to stay away from a location, it's just like a no contact. Don't go there, because you will end up back in jail. And you could face more charges for violating special conditions of your bond. And guess what a judge is not going to do? Give you a bond when you've already proven that you can't follow directions the first time. All right. If for some reason you were to stay away from a certain location, such as a residence, and you need to get items from there, we will discuss how you can do that in a lawful and legal manner. It doesn't mean you just show up there because I signed the order saying that you can go. You have to follow rules and procedures, because we don't want you coming back here, and we don't want any type of situation between you and the people that you need to be away from. All right. Again, I'm going to ask if you want to hire your own attorney or if you want to have a court-appointed one. All of you should have been given an opportunity to fill out a court-appointed application form. If you didn't fill it out, then I can only assume that you want to either represent yourself or you want to hire another attorney. All right. If you change your mind and do want a court-appointed attorney, well, then guess what? I have to ask you certain questions to make sure that you qualify. And it's going to be all over YouTube and all over the internet. So if you didn't fill it out, we're going to have to go over it online. Okay. If you have any questions at the end, I will give you an opportunity to ask me any question that you would like. However, your question should be limited to: what are my charges? What is my bond amount? And are there any special conditions? When is my next court date? And you should ask if you're going to get a court-appointed attorney or not. If you bond out of jail, you do not have to attend your preliminary hearing, which means that your next court date you'll get in the mail sometime later on down the road. Just make sure that your information is good with either the sheriff's department and the clerk's office, so you don't get a failure to appear and get locked up. All right. Now, all of you still maintain all of your constitutional rights through the state of Georgia as well as the United States. So you have the right to not incriminate yourself. You have the right to call witnesses. You have the right to presumption of innocence. You have the right to a jury trial, and all of these other rights you carry with you. But however, remember, this is an informative hearing and those rights remain with you. So don't start giving them up here. Maintain them so you can go to your evidentiary hearing later on down the road. Now, before we begin with the individuals, I'm going to ask that everyone please do me a favor and please raise your right hand. All right. Do you swear or affirm that the statements that you shall make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do.
I do.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with the females first. We'll roll through them and then we'll hit the male side. All right. Please make sure you speak loudly and clearly because some of you are wearing masks and the sound may be muffled.
I guess one over here.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
First name, your last name.
My name is Bridget Bogan.
Okay, Miss Bogan.
What? Okay, first of all, I thought the lady was getting ready for a track race. Seriously, she was like pacing almost. Is this her? This isn't her. This lady has long hair. I don't think this is the lady. Here, we're just gonna look what happens. So this lady is the lady that is all crazy and acting all crazy. Let's see. I don't think this is who's up first. Check and see if she has hair, okay? Because I think this lady, to me, has short hair.
Right hand. All right. Do you swear or affirm that the statements that you shall make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do. Okay. All right. So we'll start with the females first. We'll roll through them and then we'll hit the male side. All right. Please make sure you speak loudly and clearly because some of you are wearing.
It's not her. She has short hair. See, I was right. I was right. Yes, I was. I fucking pay attention once in a while. So the first person up is not the lady who's jiving to. I'll be able to recognize her when she comes up. Is KCC okay to contact someone? What do you mean by that? It probably isn't a good idea. I mean, I contact people and they're like, oh, this lady's talking to us. So I don't know what's happening. I do it in the grocery store all the time. Talk to children. Sounds bad.
Mask and the sound may be muffled.
I guess one over here.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Yeah, you can vote as many times or as less.
My name is Bridget Bogan.
Okay, Miss Bogan.
All right.
All right, Miss Bogan. You were charged with one count of obstruction or hindering a law enforcement officer, which is looks like they have that as a felony. One misdemeanor count of reckless conduct.
I didn't catch the joke. Tan or pink, did you say, are you talking about panties? Because I'm not wearing any panties.
One misdemeanor count of driving without insurance and one misdemeanor count of no license. I remember. All right, so I am going to grant a bond on each of your charges, okay? So I'm going to go over them individually and then I'm going to give you your total bond amount, okay? So on the obstruction charge, the bond is going to be $1,000, okay? On the reckless conduct, it's going to be $4,000. On the no insurance, it's going to be $1,000, and then no license is going to be $2,000. So your total bond is $8,000, okay? Now, you do have a couple of special conditions of your bond. You're not to have any contact with Meenakshi Ben Patel. That's MINAXIBEN Patel, and Kalpesh Patel, KALPESH P-E-S-H. Okay. Now I'm assuming you don't even know who those people are, do you?
Don't even care. They attacked me, so it's
I understand. Listen, don't say anything. I didn't ask for you to say anything. Okay. You keep your defense to yourself and your lawyer. All right. This ain't the place for it. If you have a good defense, save it for later. Don't be giving it away. All right. You're just going to mess yourself up. Okay. Now, if you don't know who those people are, that's good. Then it won't be a problem for you to stay away from them. That's a good thing. All right. Also, please do not go back to the Captain D's located at 11365 Terra Boulevard in Hampton. If you want Captain D's, go to Fayetteville. Don't say anything. Okay. Trust me. I'm telling you for your own.
Oh, I love you, Judge, so much. Oh my God. Charles, I don't know what. Don't worry about ever doing anything though, my friend. You can say whatever you want here. Just sometimes I'm a little dense, so you gotta spell it right out for me. What the hell is Captain D's, guys? Is it a place I need to go to? Is it? Is it? Because it sounds epic. The fact that the judge knows where the other one is tells me he goes to Captain D's for the big D sometimes. Maybe? Gross friend fish. Oh, friend fish is gross. Oh, fried fish. Oh, well, fried fish is pretty good.
Good. This is not, you're not gonna make an argument that's persuasive. You just listen. Okay. Just listen. Trust me. It's for your own good. All right. If you want to go get some food, go somewhere else. Okay. Now, your next court date is going to be on this should read October the 17th. Okay. Now,
I have a question.
Yeah, you're going to get a time. Just be patient. Don't talk. You're not going to do yourself any good because I've already had to tell you 3 times to stop. Okay.
My question didn't have anything pertaining to my case. It was because I'm from out of state. And so I'm asking a question because of the things that you're telling me. I need so I'm from out of state and I wanted to
just listen to me. Listen. Don't talk. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask questions. Okay. I promise you, just like I said. So save your questions for when I tell you, do you have any questions? Okay. I promise you, I'm going to give you an opportunity. All right. But if you keep interrupting me, it's not making the process go smooth. You'll get your chance. All right. Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 17th. If you bond out of jail, you do not need to go to that court date. You'll just need to make sure that your information is correct with the clerk's office so they know where to send your court date. Pay attention to me. Don't look over there. If you do not bond out, then you'll have a preliminary hearing on October the 17th. Okay. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Where'd she go? Did somebody hit her? Like, I'm being serious. What the fuck happened there? First of all, Judge, I ain't ever heard you use that tone. Do you see me like snap up? What the fuck? Okay, we gotta go back here.
If you do not bond out, then you'll have a preliminary hearing on October the 17th. Okay. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I would like for you to appoint me an attorney.
Okay. 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 Now, I'm going to appoint one for you, so that is approved. Now is the opportunity for you to ask me a question if you would like to.
What percentage do I have to pay on my bond?
I went over that earlier. I said it's typically 15 to 20%. I don't control that, okay? So that's just based on my understanding as a practicing attorney over the last 10 years in Clayton County. It's somewhere between 15 and 20%.
How would my attorney contact me, and who is my attorney that will be assigned to me?
So your information on your application is going to be forwarded to the people who handle that procedure, okay? How they contact you, again, I don't know because I'm only here for your first appearance, okay? I'm not going to be the judge later on down the road, all right? How they contact you is whatever contact information that you have, especially if you're from out of state, you want to make sure that your information is good and they will be in touch with you, okay?
Am I able to get a waiver on my bond?
No.
Or no?
No.
And what is the reason for that?
Because I'm not going to do it.
Because I said so.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, all right, good luck.
She's coming, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah, she's.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
all right, what's your name, ma'am?
Lakia Karima Daly,
All right,
aka.
all right. Miss Daly?
Hold on. Did she just say AKA? Charles, make sure to get me your number somehow. I gotta text you. What the heck is going on here? This is. Oh, seriously. I told you this court is like. And I swear to God, doesn't the story that he like comes in? My theory is this. I think that there's no weekend court. He comes in, he does it, he's very careful with the paperwork, and he's been doing it for years now. I think maybe he did it like to begin with when um maybe his friends were in trouble and they're like, come on, man, remember you used to do that judge bit where you pretended to be a judge? You could do it. And they came up with this stupid idea and he did it one time and it worked so good. And now he just moonlights on the weekends as a judge. And they just are, all the other judges are like, well, I'm not going to say that I'm not doing the work. I'm not going to say, so they just keep sort of accepting this like done paperwork and all these processed people. They're like, the fucking place has never been so goddamn efficient. We can't figure it out. Because one of the first ones we watched, he was wearing his robe backwards. There was no chance he was not wearing it backwards. No chance.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Lakia Karima Daly,
All right,
aka.
all right. Miss Daly, you are charged with, let me see. You're charged with one misdemeanor count of battery, one misdemeanor count of battery against a pregnant female, one count of criminal trespass, and another count of criminal trespass. The bond is going to be $3,000 on all charges. Okay. So your total bond is going to be $12,000. Now, you do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Diamond Lewis and Demetrius Odom. Are you related to either of those people?
Yeah, that's my daughter was Diamond. Demetrius has been threatening me.
I don't, listen, you all have to pay attention. Listen to me. Nobody paid attention at the very beginning. People were spinning around and doing all types of things. Listen to me.
I got you.
Okay. All right. What address do you live at?
I was in the process of moving, me and my son, which me and
Okay.
Diamond used to have, but
Do
that was
you
my daughter, but
do you need to go back to that Gardenwood Drive address? Do you need to go back there for any reason?
I need to get the rest of my stuff that was out of there, clothes and other type of shoes and stuff. And I asked
Okay.
the office to get, so I left, but
Okay.
he didn't.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make your life very easy for you, okay? I'm going to put in your bond order that you can go back to that Gardenwood Drive address. However, you have to do it through the sheriff's department. So when you bond out of jail, you take your piece of paper to the sheriff's office and you tell them that you want them to escort you over there, and they will do so. Don't just show up on your own because you're gonna get yourself in trouble, okay? Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 18th. If you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay? If you don't, then you'll have a preliminary hearing. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, as you have the right to do, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Well, right now, and I can't call nobody right now and talk to nobody, so. Don't.
Okay. All right, I will do that for you. Now, do you have any questions?
Yeah, but no, sir, I don't have none right now.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Good luck, thank you.
All right, what's your name, ma'am? I'm sorry, you said Faust, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Miss Faust. Miss Faust, you were charged with one count of aggravated assault, which is a felony, and warrant number ending in 501. The bond is $7,500. Simple battery, family violence, warrant ending in 502. The bond is $2,500. Pointing pistol at another for whatever reason, that's a misdemeanor. Warrant ending in 503. The bond is $10,000. Criminal trespass, warrant ending in 504. The bond is $2,000. Cruelty to children in the third degree, warrant ending in 505, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is $2,000. And terroristic threats, warrant ending in 506. The bond is $10,000. So 10, 20, 30, 34,000. Okay, if I did my math correctly, 9, 10, 20, 30. Your total bond is $34,000. Okay. Now, you do have special conditions of your bond. You're not to have any contact with Miracle Faust Rogers, Jason Faust, and Tiana Conway. That means that don't try to talk to them, go meet with them, send them messages via social media or anything like that. All right. Now, the address that you're staying at, do any of the people live at your residence on Flint River?
Sir, that's my kids.
I know who it is. I understand
Jason,
who it is.
Jason's the only one that's there now.
Okay. Well, wherever they are, you cannot be. So if somebody that I just mentioned to you stays there, you can't stay there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you need to get any belongings from that residence?
Yes, if I could ask my wife to bring I'll get a hotel room or something, or go to my cousin.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm putting in your bond order. If you need to get anything from there, you can have somebody get it for you, or you can go through the sheriff's department, take the piece of paper with you and tell them that you want it, and they'll go with you to make sure that there's no issues between you and anybody else there, okay? And you can contact anybody in the world that you want to, except those 3 people. Just don't have any contact with them, okay?
Good night, Charles. I hope you have a good night. If you can remember, send me an email, or Amy can give me your number, hopefully. The one I sent it to earlier didn't go through, apparently. So, anyways, love you very much, Charles. I want you to have a good night. And we are here for you. Okay? Also, what is tattooed on this lady's chest?
Your next court date is going to be on October the 17th if you do not bond out. If you do bond out, then you don't have to go to that court date, okay? Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application to appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
I would like for you to grant me an attorney and then I'll work towards the other stuff, sir.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to grant that request for you, okay? Now, do you have any questions about your case?
No, you told me I can bond out, so, I thank you for that, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
You too.
All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Brittany Hunter.
All right. Wait, I've got, are you Miss Kearney?
No. No, this is Hunter.
Hunter. Oh, hold on, Miss Hunter. Give me just a second. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have your paperwork somewhere else. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I saw that I have you. There it is. All right, Miss Hunter, I apologize. You know what? I'm almost together. All right, Ms. Hunter, you're charged with one misdemeanor count of criminal trespass. That is, again, a misdemeanor, and I'm going to grant a bond of $3,000. Okay. Now, as part of condition of your bond, you're not to have any contact with Mr. Willie Glaze. Who is that to you?
My baby's father's dad.
Willie Glaze. Sounds like a really bad name for lube.
Got it. Okay. All right. Does he stay at the same residence as you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this incident happened on Glenwoods Drive, correct?
Right.
And then on your application, I have a address in Austell. Are you going to be staying at the Austell address?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Well then, if you need to get anything from the Glenwoods Drive address, I'm going to put it in your bond conditions that you can go and get it, okay? Just don't go by yourself. Make sure you do it the right way through the sheriff's department, because we don't want no issues with you coming back, and we don't want no issues with any harm coming to you or anybody else at the Riverdale address. So just make sure you do it the right way. It's on here. It's got my signature on it. Okay. If you don't really get anything from there, then just don't go back. Okay. Other than that, your next court date is going to be on October the 18th.
Okay.
If you bond out, you don't need to go to that court date. Okay. Just make sure that your address and information is good with the clerk's office, so you don't miss something later on down the road and get a failure to appear. Okay. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Court appointed.
Okay, let me look. Okay. All right, Ms. Hunter, I will do that for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
No.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hey, step up, ma'am.
Crystal, it's a nuts day in the jail that we're watching.
All right, what's your name? All right. All right, Mr. You were charged with just some driving offenses here. Driving on the wrong side of the road, misdemeanor, the bond is 500. You're charged with driving under the influence. The bond is $3,000, and one count of stop sign or failure to yield violation. The bond is $500. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be on October the 18th. However, if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Just make sure that your information is good so you can get notice later on down the road when you'll have court next. Okay. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Court appointed lawyer.
Okay. All right, I will do that. And do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, what's your name?
I choose to believe the spotlight thing that occasionally shines in his face is his large stopwatch that he uses to keep track of time so that they don't catch him in the courthouse or something. I don't know. I don't really know, Polly. I do notice it every once in a while. You know, I have another judge who I would swear is doing court from the waves.
Mia McKinley.
This is the lady who was pacing.
All right, Miss McKinley.
But just before anybody goes on about that, I do that all the time. I mean, oftentimes I do these shows completely live and standing up, and I'll stand for 5 hours. And I move all the time. So I totally get it. It's not always anger. Sometimes it's just like a coping mechanism, but we don't know, right? I don't understand that, Polly, because I'm not American, obviously. I'm Canadian, but one of the Americans will translate for me.
You are here on one count of unlawful removal of a baggage at the airport.
Yes, sir.
That is a felony offense. I am going to grant a bond of $5,000. As part of your bond, do not return back to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Okay, just stay away from there. We don't want any issues with you, and we don't want any issues with anybody else with you being there. Okay.
Okay.
Your next court date is going to be on October the 18th. If you bond out of jail, you do not need to appear for that court date. You'll get notice later on down the road. Just make sure your address is correct with the clerk's office. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Can you appoint one for me, sir?
Okay, I will do that.
And sir, with that with that $5,000 bond, is it that I have to pay a 14% or I have to pay mandatory percent?
Well, it's like I said earlier, it's usually the estimated range that I have is about 50.
Okay. MB, were we thinking the other night about glass eye territory? I think we are in our best examining phase here, and I was about to be like, there's no glass eye there. But there's an issue. Just watch his eyes closely. I said we don't talk about this, and now I'm like zooming in on shit, but seriously. Sylvia, I am from BC, Canada. I live on Vancouver Island.
Mandatory percent.
Well, it's like I said earlier, it's usually the estimated range that I have is about 50.
Did you see the lag there? I thought, oh, they came down totally normal. There's no way that's not a real eye. But then there was like a lag on the way it came down. Shit. I don't think I can independently move my eyeballs. Can I? Can I? Can you? Can you do that? Fuck. It is beautiful here. I mean, if it's glass, that's a good one. He just needs more eye lube.
15 to 20%. So if you go through a bonding company, it may be a little bit lower, but I typically tell people between 15 and 20%. That's what you would have to pay through a bonding company.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, no problem. Good luck to you.
Thank you, baby.
All right. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right, no problem.
What
Good
is
luck to
saying?
you.
Thank you, baby.
All right. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi,
All
sir.
right, what's your name?
My name is Tam Pham.
Okay, Miss Pham.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Pham, you were charged with 3 counts of simple battery. Those are all misdemeanor charges, okay? So.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am going to grant a bond in your case. It's going to be $2,000 each. Okay, so your total bond is $6,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as part of your bond, do not interact, do not have any contact with Chantil Brown, Christina Knox, and Anthony House. You don't know who those people are, do you?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't tell me anything yet. So just don't go around those people. Don't talk to them. Don't call them. Don't message them. Don't do anything. Just stay away from them, okay? If you don't know who they are, that's great. Just stay away, okay? Now, your next court date is October the 18th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date, okay? And you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one?
I want you. Can you appointment for me, please?
Yes, I will do that. I will do that for you. Do you have any questions?
I would just like to say she managed to say please. Okay. That's a rare thing in this court for some reason. I don't understand people. When you're in front of somebody that's in charge of making decisions about you, you say please and thank you. They're called magic words.
Questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
By the way.
Right here. Still with him. I'll take you guys back. Next, Devin Brown.
What's your name?
Toshiba Taylor.
Okay. All right, Miss. One moment. Ms. Taylor, you were charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is $2,500. 1 misdemeanor count of terroristic threats. The bond is $2,500. 1 count of aggravated assault. The bond is $7,000. And 1 count of battery. The bond is $3,000. So your total bond is $15,000. Okay. Now, as part of a condition of your bond, you're not to have any contact with Corey, either Colsey or Corey Colsel. I don't know how. Yeah, don't have any contact with him until either your case is resolved or another judge changes this bond condition. Okay. Now, are you staying at the Rock Shoals Way address, or are you staying somewhere else?
No, I'm moving.
Okay. Do you need to get anything from that address?
Maybe, yes, I have a car, clothes, and all that. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put that you're allowed to go over there and get your stuff. Just make sure that you do it the right way. Don't show up saying the judge said I could come get it. Here I am. No, 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 no. Make sure you use the sheriff's department so they can be witnesses that you're on your best behavior and you're not messing with nobody and causing any trouble. Okay. Your next court appearance is going to be on, this should say October the 17th. Okay. But if you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Okay. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Second option.
Appoint?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you, do you have any children?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have
How
a
many?
1-year-old. I have a
Okay.
1-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 16-year-old.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will go ahead and do that. I will appoint an attorney for you for now. If you change your mind, you can always do that. Now, do you have any questions about your case? Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. That's all the females I have.
Yes, Your Honor, that's all.
Okay. Very good. I'm going to take a 45-second break real quick while you get the male inmates over.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, on Hall, we're gonna do him last as possible because he is severely altered status.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna BRB too because I go potty, but Judge is back, and if Larry's here, but if they're big, you just have to handle it.
All right, sir, can you tell me your full name, please?
Rashid Davis Jefferson.
All right, Mr. Davis, you are charged with one misdemeanor count of driving while license suspended or revoked. The bond is going to be $1,500.
Yes, sir.
The other charge, theft by receiving stolen property, is a felony charge. I've reviewed that and I'm going to dismiss it. There's just not enough information in the warrant for me to continue that charge. However, I don't know if you heard me earlier. Just because I dismiss it now, that charge could be brought back later on if they have the evidence that they just forgot to put in there. Okay, so as of right now, the only charge that is going to remain is the misdemeanor. Okay, the bond is $1,500. Are you going to be able to make that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, then the next court date for you, if you don't, is going to be on October the 18th. But if you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Okay.
It's gonna be when, sir?
October the 18th.
October the 18th. All right, cool.
That's right. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
I would take the one that you have for me for now.
Okay. All right. Now it says here you're currently employed. Approximately how much do you make per month?
Probably less than 2,000 a little bit.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to put less than 2,000.
I'm a student right now, sir. So.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me see. You're 20 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where are you a student?
Atlanta Technical.
Okay. How far are you away from graduating?
Really, this is my last semester, sir.
Okay. Very good. And what kind of a degree are you going to have?
It's HVAC, heat in the air, and I'm gonna go back for fire electric.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, I know, there's two routes you can go. You can go the union route through the IBEW, or you can go the non-union route and just pick up with a company. Either one are good options. It just depends on what you want to do, really. And you will always have a job as an electrician. I will tell you that.
Yep.
Electricity is never going anywhere. So I would encourage you to continue to follow that. Can we get the camera lifted up just a little bit, please? Because it's weird just looking at his chest.
I was going to duck for you, but
no, it's okay. There we go. All right, there we go, Mr. Davis. Very good. All right. So listen, man, this is a dumb reason to be coming to jail. Make sure you get your license situated straight. All right. I know that we don't have great public transportation, but until you get your license to drive, you could be going to the grocery store, you could be going to work, something happens and you get hemmed up and now you're in jail. So get your license situation straight, man. I'm going to grant you a court-appointed attorney. All right. The biggest thing is just that felony charge may come back. I don't know if it will or not, but if it does, just make sure that you discuss that with your attorney, okay? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, man. Please don't come back.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
All right, Mr. Jefferson. I already know my.
Fingers crossed. Oh, these eyebrows.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Jefferson.
All right. Give me just a second, Mr. Jefferson.
Well, now.
All right, Mr. Jefferson, you were charged with one count of aggravated assault warrant ending in 4484, one count of possession of a weapon during commission of a crime warrant ending in 4485. That bond is going to be set at 5,000. One count of theft by taking warrant ending in 4486. That bond is 2,000. And one count of discharging a firearm near roadway. That bond is 5,000. On the aggravated assault charge, I'm not going to grant the bond at this time. So you do have a bond on the other charges, just not on that one particular charge. Okay. I do have special conditions that if your bond is later set, to not have any contact with Carlos Ramirez and not to return 764 Caribbean Drive in Forest Park. And we'll put in there that later on down the road, if a bond is set, that if you need to go there, you can go there through the sheriff's department and get any belongings that you may need. Okay.
Okay.
Your next court date is going to be on October the 17th for your preliminary hearing. At your preliminary hearing, your attorney can discuss with the DA's office any defenses you may have, and they can also negotiate either a reduction or a modification of your bond. Okay. So on the 17th, the attorney, either someone you hire or through the public defender's office, will talk to the DA's office. Okay. Now, do you want to have a court appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own attorney?
You can appoint me one.
Okay. All right, I will do that for you. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
Okay, so are y'all telling me I can't return to a house that's mine?
I'm telling you that.
Baby, you can't even get out of jail, hon. You're on a no hold or a no bond hold for your felony. So, yeah, he's telling you you can't leave.
You can't return back to the residence on Caribbean Drive and as well as not have any contact with Carlos Ramirez. As long, because you were going to have the stay away provision no matter what. So even if I said don't go back to the house, as long as Carlos Ramirez is there, you wouldn't be able to go back anyway.
Okay. Okay. As far as the aggravated assault, there's no bond being set.
Not now, but on October the 17th, you'll have another judge and your attorney can discuss it with that judge in the DA's office.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
How about you too? Johnson.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Almond Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
All right. You were charged with one count. It's a felony count of criminal damage in the second degree. And I don't know why. Your next court date is October the 17th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay? Now, I am going to set a bond at $1,500. As part of your bond, you're not to have any violent contact with Ivia or Ivia Hamilton, okay? So no violent contact means you can be around that person. Just don't yell, don't scream, don't lose your cool, don't punch holes in the wall, don't kick things, don't throw things, don't slam things, things of that nature, okay? We clear on that?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Because if you violate that, guess what? You end up right back where you are. And I'm sure you don't want that to happen, right? Okay, very good. Again, your next court date is going to be on October the 17th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You can appoint one for me, sir.
Okay.
It sounds like they're doing him a favor.
All right, I will do that. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay.
Well, I didn't understand how it was a felony, but.
What's that?
Didn't understand it was how it was a felony because the only thing that was broke was her phone, but.
Yeah, the difference between a misdemeanor and a felony is just the value of the item. And so you may have a defense on that. So you just need to later on down the road, just talk with your attorney and they be able to investigate that particular issue for you. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
I bet it has to do with if there was violence first or just like a broken phone.
But what was his bond amount?
1,500.
1,500. I said that.
All right, sir. What's your name?
You want low?
Okay. Mr. Lowe, you were charged with one count of obstruction. Bond is going to be $2,000. One misdemeanor count of shoplifting, the bond is going to be $2,000, and one count of battery, simple battery, the bond is $1,000. The obstruction charge is the way that it's written, it's a felony. Okay, so the next court date for you is going to be on October the 17th. If you do not bond out, if you do bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. Okay. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do? Okay. I will do that. All right. Do you have, give me just a second. As a special condition of your bond is to not go back to the Terra package store. Okay. So if you need to get anything, do not go back to 8525 Terra Boulevard. All right.
Could I ask a question?
You may ask the question.
I have another county to go to, so with those bonds, they don't get paid by 17th. I was trying to see, can I go and get that stuff now?
So I'm not 100% on the logistics of how it would work, right? My understanding is if you pay the bond on these charges, if the other county wants you, they'll put a hold on you, and then Clayton County will transport you over there. Maybe they don't put a hold on you and you just go handle it yourself. I'm not 100% sure. But I know the only way for you to get transported over there is if there's a hold. So you need to discuss that with possibly the sheriff's office to see if there's a hold on you. And then you can make a better decision on whether you want to bond out here or go there and do it, then come back here and figure all that out. Okay.
Am I eligible for a 61?
You literally just told me you have charges in another county. Why in the world would I do that?
Oh.
And I made an announcement at the very beginning. I'm not doing signature bonds on this calendar. There wasn't anybody that would qualify in my opinion. So no. All right. Any other questions?
I'm clipping that right now.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, sir?
Harry Osborne.
All right. Mr. Osborne, you are charged with one count of being in possession of an illegal substance as an inmate. The bond is going to be $15,000. You don't have any other special conditions of your bond. It is a felony, so your next court date is October the 17th. I don't know what your current situation is with the Clayton County Jail. So I don't know if you posting bond would make a difference or not. But your next court date is going to be on October the 7th.
Ho friends, we your ho friends. Yes, we are. I insert funny name.
Now you have a right to hire an attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do? Okay. All right. I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
Just, I don't understand how they could charge me for that when I've been sanctioned on it inside the prison.
I see. Well, that's a good question, sir. I would suggest that you discuss that with your attorney and see if they can make some persuasive arguments with the DA's office. Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name, sir?
Kiani Palm.
All right. Oh. Mr. Palm, you are here on a misdemeanor theft of services charge. Again, that is a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be set at $2,000. Okay. Now, you do have a special condition of your bond to not return back to 7955 Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro, which is the establishment Sugar Bush or Club Sugar Bush, whatever it's called now. But just don't go back to that particular establishment. Okay. Your next court date is going to be October the 18th, but if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. Okay.
You said it. So has my bond, I think my bond has already been paid.
Okay, perfect. Good. Then they may have just been waiting on my signature because it did come to me with a bond issued to it already. But sometimes that happens if they don't process you out quick enough, you get brought over before me. So I've got my signature on it. They may just be working on your paperwork. So just hang tight. Don't get in any trouble and you'll be good to go in a little bit. Okay.
Okay. So this, if the bond hasn't been paid, I have to pay the percentage of the $2,000, or am I eligible for any other type of bond?
So the way that it works is if you go through a bonding company, like I said earlier, it's usually 15 to 20%, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, but those are the numbers that I like to give people just to kind of set expectations. Or you can pay the sheriff's department directly the full amount. There may be some fees and expenses associated with it, but those are the two ways that you can bond out. And if you don't have any charges anywhere else, once you pay it, it'll start the process for you to be let go. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to? Well, are you going to hire your own attorney?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't think the situation is really. It's kind of like more of like a misunderstanding kind of situation.
Okay.
State police showed up.
Well, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
So the court appointed attorney would be fine. I think that'll be okay.
I got you. Here's the thing. I can't grant you one because you fall outside the range of a court appointed attorney. Okay. So
okay.
What I will say is this. When you go to court on these charges, maybe you want to speak to the solicitor, or maybe your financial circumstances have changed and you want to speak with a court appointed attorney, and the judge there may be able to make some things happen for you. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Palm.
Okay, I gotta say, I really thought when I Googled Club Sugar Bush that it was gonna be way more interesting. And it's not. You would see there. It's hilarious though, this little write-up that they have about Club Sugar Bush, which is apparently an area. The part on Google says Club Sugar Bush is an easy shot to Mad River Glen 2, perched on German Flats Road across from the Sugar Bush Inn. It's a golf course. There's a golf course there. Anyways, I'm laughing so hard about that. Also, like, honestly, I was desperately hoping that was a strip joint. Desperately. Oh, we should have a t-shirt that says Club Sugar Bush on it.
This is a silly reason for you to be here. I'm sure you understand that, but you know, listen, just sometimes misunderstandings happen and there are severe consequences behind those misunderstandings, but you seem you're a grown up. You know, just try not to have any more misunderstandings like this in the future, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Palm?
No. How can I find out if the bond has been paid?
The sheriff's office will let you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. Don't come back.
Well, thanks.
Mr. Robinson.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Excuse me?
What's your name?
Donald Robinson.
Okay. Mr. Robinson, you were charged with 1 misdemeanor count.
He looks like he's at the pool. Like he's just got his towel around his neck. Like, yeah, what's up, bro? You gonna take up the sauna the whole time? This is fucking hilarious. Have I watched the movie Gummo? No, probably not. I have a very short attention span for certain things, but yet I can watch court 12 to 14 hours a day. It's a mystery.
Of battery. Okay. The bond is being set at $4,000. A special condition of your bond is to not have any contact with Michelle Spence. Okay.
Is it porn?
Does Michelle Spence live at the Riverwalk Trail address with you?
She's visiting from Miami and she was moving here.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, if she doesn't live there, then you can go back. But as long as she's there, you don't go there, okay? Does that make sense?
She don't live there. Her name
That's
is on
fine.
the lease.
Okay, that's fine. Well, what I'm telling you is wherever she is, you don't be. Got it.
Correct.
So if she's not there, you don't have to tell me about it. I don't care. But if she is there for your own good, you don't go there. Okay. Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 18th. Okay. If you bond out of jail, you do not need to appear for that court date. All right.
Okay.
Now you have the right. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Point one.
Okay.
Do I qualify for signature bonds?
No, hey, you're not getting nobody.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Was my bond paid yet?
I'm sorry?
Check with the officer back on the floor.
Okay.
All he just gives me a charge.
I got you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
I just want to point something out quickly to all the people who are still here. Okay. A moment ago, I looked, I was like, fucking 49 people in here. Wow. Then I made a joke about not being able to watch movies, and then if it was porn, down to 34 OG awesome people. Oh, 33 now. But still, regardless. What I mean to say is, part of me went, and then the other part of me was like, I don't fuck what people think. I'm just gonna be me, and that's the way it be. And the people that remain, they cool. Well, Tin Man, if that's true, that's okay. What I want them to know is that you can Boolean search porn. And if you don't believe me, try it. And if you don't know what Boolean searching is, look that up. But it works in porn, so you can really take away the results you don't want to see. Just have a very much more streamlined beautiful porn experience, if you will.
All right, what's your name, sir? Okay. Mr. Thomas, you are charged with one misdemeanor count of battery and one felony count of false imprisonment. On the misdemeanor battery charge, the bond is $5,000. On the false imprisonment charge, the bond is $7,000. So the total bond is $12,000. Okay. Now, a special condition of your bond is to not have any contact with Terrion Thomas. Who was that to you?
My fiance.
Okay. Well, until your case is resolved or another judge changes this, just don't have any contact with her. Okay. All right. Now, do you need to get any items from the, well, does she stay at the Shore Shown Pass address with you? Okay. All right. Very good. Well, just make sure, you know, the restriction is on you, not on her. So if she shows up there, you need to figure out a way to not have any contact with her. Okay. All right. Your next court date is going to be on October the 17th, but if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. Okay. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Please, thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Thomas, I will do that for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
Well, at the beginning, I was trying to figure out how did I get charged with it. And I was a victim, but apparently, I don't know. I guess I'll just wait to hear myself out on court date.
There you go. That's a smart man. Keep it between you, God, and your lawyer. All right. Anything else?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, we're getting Mr. Hall now.
All right. What about okay, Vielma? He's Spanish interpreter. Oh, he's out to bond. Okay. All right, Miss Mary. Well, Mr. Vielma is out to bond.
Out to bond sounds like a tea restaurant.
Also, it looks like Mr. Romero Hernandez is out to bond as well.
Mine too.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a white substance, Tin Man, like a really liquidy, sticky
All right,
slurry.
are you Mr. Hall?
Yeah, Mr. Hall.
All right, Mr.
Oh,
Hall,
hold
you are
on.
charged with.
Mr. Hall, you're epic already. We're going back. But I was saying cornstarch slurry. His name is Daniel Nagel. That is his actual judge name. Mikey shows up. He's like, did I hear sticky? Yes. And cornstarch slurry on those pages. But his name is Daniel Nagel, my friends. And this guy, look at this. Oh, hollandaise sauce too. I love that. Listen, some people's thing is taking food items and putting them on people's bodies and then eating them. We don't kink shame. This guy's like seriously from a movie. You can't write this shit, seriously. Here we go. I love you all so much. Please, I know you've all liked the video. I've been taking attendance over here. There's a few dicks in here that are well, remember though, insert funny name, it's an alias, right? Because he's not a real judge. He's just doing this from the goodness of his heart. And like it's a prank that's gone on so long that he can't stop now. So, and he's addicted to it. He's like addicted. This is like an ultimate catfish. Can you imagine? Could you imagine the rush? Waltzing into a courthouse with you as a judge? Oh. R. Fulmer says whipped cream, chocolate sauce. It happens. I'm talking buffalo chicken sauce and sour cream. and hollandaise. I mean, no, I'm not. I don't know who you're talking about.
All right. Are you Mr. Hall?
Yeah, Mr. Hall.
All right, Mr. Hall, you are charged with 1 count of burglary, which is a felony, and 1 count of criminal damage in the 2nd degree, which is a felony. On the burglary charge, your bond is $15,000, and on the criminal damage, it's $5,000. So your total bond is $20,000, and you have a special condition of your bond not to go back to 6931 Powers Street. Okay, so there's no reason for you to go over there, so don't go over there. Your next court date is going to be on October the 18th for your preliminary hearing. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one?
Appoint one.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
I was investigating that house.
Hey, are you employed?
It's a child pornography.
Are you employed?
Yeah, I'm employed. I work for the CIA.
All right, I got you. All right, well, I am going to appoint an attorney for you. So they'll be in contact with you about your next court date. And I'm going to write that you agreed on Zoom for an appointed attorney. All right. So you got that?
Wait till he finishes. I was investigating the house. Wait till he finishes. I did not rob anything.
Hush.
Wait till he
Hey,
finishes.
Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall, listen to me, okay?
Attack somebody who was a serial killer. There was a serial killer there. I was about to attack that place or whatever. That's why I did that. Because there was a child pornography place there. I saw the child pornography.
He's good to go.
Okay, look, I'm talking, y'all. I didn't rob anything, dude. I'm innocent, dude. There's a dead body there, dude, that I thought was all the CIA. There's a dead body there.
All right, that's everyone that I have.
Yes, Your Honor, that's all of them, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Mary, we good?
We're good, Judge.
Okay, all right, thank you all.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Oh, Miss Mary, what's the bond date on these on this group?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, October 21st.
Oh my God. Okay. Things just escalated so quickly. We had a guy, what did he say he was Secret Service. Remember that guy? That was a 5150 all the way. That escalated so quickly. And at first I was just like loving his voice. I was like, wow, why are they being so aggressive with him? I know, Richard, that's the scary part about that. I really am worried about that because he didn't seem altered to me. He just seemed like he was saying things people don't want to hear. I don't know. That is an altered way to behave in court, but not, I guess they maybe didn't mean like drunk, which is what I usually think of. Anyways, Evelyn, thanks for coming. It's a good night. I hope you have a good night. I am also going to call it an evening. I like that. That is Titwissy. I like calling you Titwissy. Listen, that is like gold. Like at the beginning there, I'm like, like I'll just explain. There are how many? Hold on, Judge. There's no way anybody saw that. It had 28 views, and it was streamed 8 months ago. Right? Like it would have just gone down in Dismissal Dan's life as a crazy night. Oh, I'm so glad we find these things together, you guys. I'm sorry. I know it's been over 2 hours. Reality. All this crazy food porn talk. I gotta go get some food. No, I'm just joking. Sort of. Listen. I appreciate all of you. I'm making it a short art form where I have 2 clips to make for this night. you can do 60-second clips. Anyways, I love you both all. Love you both. I love you all. There's more than two of you. There's more than two of you. It does feel like it's only been 20 minutes. Honestly, 2 hours for me is like 20 minutes. But alas, I will be back tomorrow. What I want you guys to do, go to my featured channels, make sure that you've subbed to all of them. You see them here. This channel is like the restaurant where all the chefs go after the restaurants close. This is where all the court creators come when they don't want to be creating court. They're procrastinating. All the entertainers are welcome here to hang out. We all get each other. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Also, Polly, I would like to give you an OG fucking. You made me laugh very hard earlier with your grammatical correction joke redirect. And I just wanted to let you know that I saw it, I got it, and I appreciated it very much. So, thank you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Please remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Don't be a dick. Hit that.